Good morning, students. We have completed differential equations. Now we are going to start probability. Continuation of the first year topic. Already we learned about probability in your first year up to addition theorem on probability. We learned. Now today we are going to learn about remaining concept, that is called conditional probability, independent events, dependent events, multiplication theorem and Bayes theorem. This much only this year. For this year this much only is there. So that's why we are going to learn now conditional probability and multiplication theorem, Bayes theorem. These three are important now. Okay. So I want to recall you once again the probability, because which you are already 1.5 years is over. So I think how much you remember I don't know. Just we'll go briefly back and we'll come to the point. So probability means you know that we have random experiment or event and then equally likely events and mutually exclusive events and sample space, sample points, simple events and probability of two events, addition theorem, P of A union B or E1 union E2, whatever you call, P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B, like that. These all we learn in our first year. Random, because I said once again we'll do it means to know once again, because you might have forgotten. To recall you just some definitions I am now going to tell you. That is number one. First of all, we should know without random experiment we can't do anything. What do you mean by random experiment? Experiment only you are saying now. Random experiment means the outcome of results we cannot know. The outcome of results which we don't know. What will happen we don't know. If you know, that is not experiment. Correct? So that's why that is called a random experiment or trial. You can call as trial. So random experiment or trial is nothing but if any experiment, for example I will tell you, if you are tossing a coin, when you toss a coin, what you are going to get we don't know. It may turn head or it may turn tail. So we are not so confident that tail only will happen, head only will happen, like that we don't know. So that's why it is called a random experiment. In the random experiment, what are there now? You tell me. We have, in random experiment we have coins, dice and pack of cards. Generally we deal with it. Or any one box contains some red balls, white balls, like that. That also will be there. And general miscellaneous problems. Generally will come from coins, dice and pack of cards. So that's why for everything we'll give examples in these three only. Why? Because it is there now. So when a coin is tossed, tossing the coin itself is a random experiment. That's all we can say like that. Throwing a die itself is a random experiment. Getting a card from a well shuffled pack, it is a random experiment. So this is nothing but a random experiment. Random experiment is the outcome of results we don't know. Just do it. What will happen? It may happen. So that's why a random experiment or trial, which you have to remember always that it is only an experiment where the outcome of the results cannot be known in prior. In prior means before only. Before doing the experiment only, we don't know. After that we can get it something like that. So never know, not like that. In prior means before the experiment we don't know. Suppose if you toss a coin, before tossing the coin, we don't know what's going to fall like that. Either it may fall or tail may fall. That we don't know before tossing the coin. After tossing the coin, we know it. Either head or tail, something will be there. That is different. That is called an event. That is called an event. Okay? The outcome of an experiment is known as event. The outcome of an experiment is known as event. Tossing a coin, throwing a die, getting a well shuffled pack is called getting a card from a well-shuffled pack is called a random experiment. So I think these 2 points are very clear now. As I said, when you toss a coin, the chances are 2. It may turn either head or tail. Therefore, you tell me now, the number of chances are more for tail is there, like that is there? No. It may be tail or it may be head, the chances are equal and they are all equally likely events where the chances are equal. When you toss a coin, getting a head or tail equally likely, they are equal only. And when you throw a die, a cubical die having 6 spaces, numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to get any number of 6, the equally likely, there is no favor in between 2 only more number of times, 4 more number of times, like that is not there. So therefore, here what we want to say is getting a cat from a well-shuffled pack. If we want to get a king, or if we want to get an ace, if we want to get a jar, all are same equally likely events only. You won't get more number of times. So therefore, there is no favor. So there is no bias. Therefore, these all are called equally likely elements. Outcome of an experiment, these all equally likely elements. Tossing a coin, throwing a die, getting a card from a well-shuffled pack, all are called equally likely events. 1 point. First of all, what has happened now? Random experiment are tried. Next, the outcome of a result is not event. Third, equally likely events. Next, fourth, mutually exclusive events. What do you call mutually exclusive events? Mutually exclusive event means if you take 2 events they don't have any common, then they are said to be mutually exclusive events. Yes, when you toss a die, when you toss a coin, say head and tail are mutually exclusive events only. They don't have any common. Correct or right? So therefore, like that, if any 2 events don't have any common, or intersection is 5. Such events are called mutually exclusive events. They are called mutually exclusive events. Next one, first one is called equally likely events. Before event. Next, random experiment. That is called first. Back to front event. Okay, now after that, certain event. A certain event whose probability 100% means 1 is called a certain event. Whose probability is 0, we said impossible event. Correct? This is all we learn it. Just once again I am brushing you all these things. Next, certain event is probability 1. Impossible event means probability 0. So from this what you notice, probability always lies between 0 and 1 only. If it is 0, impossible. If it is 1, certain. And remaining in between 0 to 1 is the probability always be there. Probability cannot exceed 1 and cannot be less than 0. It never be negative. It's always be positive. Okay, that point is also it came to know. Okay, next point. So in every experiment there is a probability of success and failure. How sir? Suppose when I toss a coin, 2 persons are there. In a cricket you take it. 2 captains will stand there. When they toss a coin, one fellow will say tail, the other fellow naturally it is head only. Whichever will get it, that fellow wins, other fellow loses. So this was success and failure. So everywhere the success and failures will be there. Generally, success is supposed to be denoted by E. Suppose if you denote it by E, the success, failures its complement, E bar. Complement, set the element to A complement, A complement, A success means A complement failure, A complement success means A failure. Like that, success and failures in every experiment will be there. But what we said the total probability cannot exceed 1 and it cannot be less than 0. So from this what we notice that the probability of success, if we say probability of success is E plus probability of failure, complement will write generally by E bar, that is equal to 1. Whatever you do, success you take or failure you take, if you add together it must be equal to 1. So this is very important. You know it, I just brushing it. P of E plus P of E bar is equal to 1. The probability of success, the probability of failure is equal to 1. Whenever you want probability of success, one is given, other one can be find out. P of E bar is nothing but 1 minus P of E. Take that side. It is equal to 1 minus P of E. Means the probability of failure, if you know 1 by 3, the probability of success automatically 1 minus 1 by 3, that is 2 by 3. My dear students, you understood now? Okay, so that is P of E bar is equal to 1 minus P of E. And P of E plus P of E bar is equal to 1. Probability of success plus probability of failure is equal to 1. You can say E here, or you can say A here, you can say B, whatever the term we use, that is the complement. That number, but the complement, always equal to 1, the probability. Okay, so P of E bar is equal to 1 minus of P. What is the probability definition? This is also we know. P of E is equal to N of E by N of S. N of S means sample points. N of E means number of favorable events to your event E. Whatever you want, that to the favor. N of E by N of S is called probability of E. That you also know it. Correct? Suppose when 2 coins are tossed, I want to get 2 times head only. First time head, second time also head. When 2 times coin is tossed, the number of sample points are 4. So that's why I write 4 here. And what you want? Each first try and second try also should get tail. So how many will be there? First try tail, second try tail, only one chance will be there, TT. So that is called 1 by 4. Or, so the probability of getting 2 tails when 2 coins are tossed is simply is nothing but 1 by 4. Like that. So here what is given now? P of E is represented by N of E by N of S. This is nothing but the probability definition. Okay, next. What you have done there means probability of A union B. For example, A means one event, B means another event, 2 event. And the addition theorem. Probability of A union B is how much? Probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. That is what you have done. What you learned in your first year. So P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B, provided A intersection B are not mutually exclusive events. Not mutually exclusive means they have common. So Venn diagram, if I want to show, means it will be like this. So this is A means, this is B means, this is A, this is B, this is A intersection B. In this case, this will happen. Okay, so therefore this is entire box is what? Sample space S. Sample space represented by S, N of S which I know. So P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So that is nothing but like this. Common will be there. They are not mutually exclusive. If A and B are not mutually exclusive ends, then P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B is equal to P of A union B. In the similar fashion, P of A union B can also be written as P of A plus P of B, because this A intersection won't be there. When there are mutually exclusive ends. What is that mutually exclusive ends? Suppose we draw the graph here. This is A, this is B. Now you tell me, is there anything common? No. Then what type of events they are? Disjoint events. The events are disjoint, then they are mutually exclusive. Don't have any common. Here there is a common. Here they don't have common. Then they are said to be mutually exclusive. Set theory, if you do this, A intersection B is equal to 5. So probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of null. Probability of null means 0. So that's why this will go and probability of A plus probability of B will be left over. Okay, my dear students, I think you understood now. P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B when A and B are not mutually exclusive events. That's why diagram, this is the first diagram. The second diagram, when A and B are mutually exclusive, P of A plus P of B will be there and they don't have any common. If they don't have any common, then the events are said to be intersection is 5. So A intersection B is equal to 5. Okay? You can say that A intersection B is equal to 5 and the events are said to be mutually exclusive events. Therefore, this probability is 0. Then what is that? P of A plus P of B. Till now, you have learned your first year syllabus. Correct? Okay, na? So now, let us move to the second year. So these all which you don't know, you can note down. We can go to the next one. Okay. So this is the very basic things you have to remember. If you don't remember this, we can't do other problem. That's the reason I told you here. Okay. Anyhow, now let us move to the next one. And second year continuation is there. The second year now. What is in second year? We know that we will see now. Now, in second year, the continuation because already over initial and some properties also done there. Now we are moving into the conditional probability. That is very, very important in second year now. That is called conditional probability. So now we must know what do you mean by conditional probability. Then only we can come to know. Otherwise you don't know. So conditional here only is there. In coding only is there conditional probability. And then we have to find a probability with condition. So I'll explain you an example so that you will come to know what is the conditional probability. So that it is easy to know the definition also. Okay? Conditional probability means let us go through the example, then we will come to know it. Okay? So that examples also which is given in your textbook we will explain so that it is easy for you when you go through once again your textbook. Okay? So now what they are saying conditional probability means, the example I will tell you. I will read the example also. The experiment of tossing 3 fair coins. The sample space of the experiment is. So now what experiment they are doing? They are doing tossing 3 fair coins. 3 coins. 1, 2, 3. So 3 coins they are tossing. Then how we are saying? First of all, let us see the number of sample points. Right? Sample space. How the sample space we will see now. Here you need not to think much about it. Already you know that when you toss a coin, the number of coins are head and tail. 2 chances are there. So how many times 3 coins tossed at a time or a coin tossed at 3 times? Both are same only. So therefore, if 3 coins are tossing means what is happening now? A coin is first chance 2, second chance 2, third chance 2. You see, practically I will show you. Coin is with me. Yes, I am tossing the coin. Yes, what are the chances? 2. Okay, 1 coin is over. Again I take the same coin under the similar condition also I am doing tossing the coin. Again I am tossing the coin. Now what is chances? 2 only. When you do third time also 2 only. Chances won't change, you know. Every time when a coin is tossed, the chances are 2 only. But I thrown 3 times, I tossed it 3 times. That's why 3 times I put 3 twos. Now what we should do? These are happening simultaneous experiments. Simultaneously are doing. So in permutation combination we learn fundamental counting theorem. When the events happening simultaneously, you have to multiply. Correct? So therefore, if an event happening m ways, another event happening n ways, both the events happen simultaneously m into n ways. That is called fundamental counting principle in permutation combination. So in using that, first point toss. Again these 3 are all simultaneously. 2 into 2 into 2. How much? 2. That is equal to 8 chances are there. So that's why when a coin is tossed, 10 coins are tossed means how will say number of sample points? 2 power 10. 10 coins tossed. A coin tossed 10 times. So therefore it is 2 power 10. That's all. Like that we will say. N times tossed. 2 power n. If n is 10, you will write 2 power 10. If n is 3, you will write 2 cube. Now it is happened. Now the question is, what are the 8 chances? When 3 coins are tossed, all the chances will be there. So this you have to see now. So first of all, we will start with head. The chance terms are writing here. Head, head, head. So every time it may happen head, head, head. Correct or right? First time head, second time head, third time head. Chances are there? Yes. Next, head, head, tail. Means what happened now? 2 times head is there, but third time tail may happen. Yes. Next, or otherwise head, tail, head. So sometimes middle tail, last head may come. Yes. Next one, head, first tail, tail. So first time head, last 2 times tails will be there. So how many are there here? 4. In a similar fashion, you can do the tail also. All tails you take tail, tail, tail. Yes. tail, tail, head, next tail, head, tail, this one here, change it, next tail, head, head. So total how much are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. With head 4, with the tail 4. The 16 is there, with the head 8, with the tail 8, like that. Okay? So this is called sample space. So when 3 coins are tossed, the number of sample points in the sample space is 8. What are those 8? I showed here. See, this is n of x. Bill number represented by n of x. What is n of x? Here 8 of it. 2 cube. 2 cube means 8. I write that also, so that it is easy to remember it. Okay, my dear students. So when 3 coins are tossed, or when a coin is tossed 3 times, both are same only. So need not to worry. So that is sample space is like this. Okay. Now this is called sample space. Yes. Everything if represented in a line, yes is equal to sample space means yes is equal to set of all. All will come here. That is called sample space. Okay. Now, since the coins are fair, I told you some people ask, sir, I toss a coin, sir, but it has comes and down. It is stuck in the sand. It is neither tail showing nor coin is showing. See, that we cannot consider. Such type of things we cannot consider. If it is happen means that is the reason. Under similar conditions, when a coin is tossed, when a failed coin is tossed, failed coins means either it will get tail or head. That's all. Middle will be there, and half of the air only will disappear. So these things won't appear here. More number of times, what will happen? Either tail or head will come. That only they will consider in the experiment. Very few things whenever it happens. So that is called, that's why a probability under similar conditions an experiment is conducting. They'll say, and every time, first time how you are conducted, second time also the same conditions, third time also same condition. Then only they will happen. Otherwise, not happen. Correct? So that's why we should not say all those things. So that's why number of sample points are 80. That's why he is using fair coin. Since the coins are fair, we can assign the probability 1 by 8 to each sample point. Okay. These are called sample points. Already I told you, these are all sample points. HHH is one set. TTT, HHT, TTH, like that. These 8 sample points are there. You know, sample points, the set of sample points in a sample space. Sample space means what? Set of sample points, or set of elementary events, or set of simple events. All these names are same only. We can call as sample points, we can call as elementary events, we can call as simple events, all like that. So the sample set of sample points, each sample point is saying the property is 8. How, sir? Okay, I'll tell you. Suppose for head, if you take first time, it has come. What does it mean? When I toss a coin first time, I got head. To get, when I first time if I toss, how many chances will be there? 2. To get a chance head, how many will be there? Only 1. Because in that 2 head will be there, time will be there. So total number of chances, total number of events covered to you by total number of chances means 1 by 2. So first time 1 by 2 means the same head, second time also 1 by 2 only, the same head in third time also 1 by 2 only, 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is how much? 1 by 8. Simultaneously happening, that's why you are multiplying. So the probability of first sample point is how much? 1 by 8 only. The probability of second point also 1 by 8 only. Why? Because head is 1 by 2, head is 1 by 2, tail also 1 by 2 only. So chances are equally likely here. But this is also 1 by 2. Each where 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 will come. So all the sample points in the sample space, probability is how much? 1 by 8. That's what he said. So the coins are fair, we can assign the probability 1 by 8 to each sample point. Let E be the at least 2 heads appear. Now we will come to this one. What is said now? Let E be the at least 2 heads appear. E means at least 2 heads appear. 2 heads appear. It is 2 heads appear. See now, He assumed anything he can assume. He has given an example. Even E means what? At least two heads appear. At least, at most. These are the, you should not get confused. At least, minimum and above. Minimum and above. That is called at least. Give me at least 5 rupees. If I am asking you at least 5 rupees means you can give 10 rupees, you can give 100 rupees, you can give 1 lakh also. Doesn't matter. Minimum 5 rupees, you cannot give 4 rupees. I am asking minimum 5 rupees. So you cannot give 4 rupees. That is not the meaning of at least. At least 5 means 5 and above. At most 5. Maximum 5. Maximum 5 means you can give 5 or you can give 4, you can give 3, you can give 2, you can give 1, you can say I don't have any money, God. 0. So 0 also will come at most. That you remember here, my dear students. 0. I don't have money. You ask, okay, Abba, I don't have money. So what I will say? God, Abba, I don't have money. Listen. Then it is called 0. Okay, now giving 0 rupees, 1 rupee, 3 rupee, 2 rupees, 4 rupees, 5 rupees. That is called at most. At least means 5 and above, whatever be there. So that is maximum. Suppose we are having 10 rupees means up to 10 you can give any one of them. That's it, like that matter. So here what is there? At most means less than or equal to. Remember, whatever number. At least means greater than or equal to. Equal to common, both. At most, less than or equal to. Suppose 5 means less than or equal to 5. At most 5. At least 5. Greater than or equal to 5. 5 and above. So these words you have to remember. Okay. Now, using these words, now here he has given experiment here. E. What is given is E. At least 2 heads appear. Okay. In this sample means what are the 2 heads appear is there you write in a set. 2 heads must be there. At least means above also I am happy. 3 heads appear also I am happy. 4 heads appear also I am happy. 5 heads also appear. But we are asked only 3 times. So 3 heads only will come maximum. Because 4 heads won't come. If you toss 4 heads, 4 coins, 4 heads will come. You have tossed only 3 coins. So 2 and 3 only will come. So first of all, we can say all 3 heads. I don't have any problem in the 2 heads is there. Next, head, tail is there. Okay, this is at least 2 is there. 2 and above heads, I don't know. 2 is there. HTH, 2 is there here. Next, THHS, 2 heads are there. So these are all comes under E. HHT, 3 are there, H2 are there. I cannot take this, because only 1 is there. HT2. THT, only 1 is there. I don't want, I told you know, at least means 2 and above. There I cannot below 2. So that's why I left that. So at least 2 heads appear. E is equal to AHH, HHT, HTH, THH. Okay? Now, let us see that F now. What is F now? F he has given. F is given. First coin shows tail. He has given first coin. First coin shows tail. First coin shows tail. Now you forget about this. Don't remember now, which is already over. The second one is what F, another event new. He is saying what will be there when you toss a coin. First coin you should get tail. Like that is there, means you tell, otherwise don't tell. First coin shows tail. So okay, in the out of sample points, which is their first coin shows tail, you see TTT. First coin is important. So other 2 whatever there I don't bother. Next one TTH. Next THT. Next THH. In these all, first coin shows tail. Correct? In this all, first coin shows tail. So therefore, we have here 4 here. Like that, there what? At least 2 heads. That's why these are the 2 heads. Now, you tell me, what is the probability of E now? You tell what is the probability of E. Probability of E means, how many sample points are there in E? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are there. Each sample point probability is how much I said? 1 by 8. So 4 are there means what? 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 4 times you can add like that, or 4 into 1 by 8 also you can write. Okay now? 1 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 8 means 4 by 8. 4 by 8 is how much? 1 by 2. So the probability of E at least getting 2x when 3 coins are tossed is 1 by 2. That we got it. Okay. Next, probability of F. What is F? Here also how many sample points are there? 4. Here also tail is 1 by 8 only. Here also the same question. 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8. That is 4 by 8. Here also 1 by 2. So getting first coin tails, getting at least 2x, probability same only. Okay, now individually we find out those two. Now what we want to find out means anything common is there in these two we'll see. That is called E intersection F. This is called E intersection F. Now what is E? At least 2x. What is F? First coin tail. So what now we have to find out? First coin tail must be there and 2 heads also must be there. That is called intersection. Correct? E property must be there, F property must be there, then E intersection F will come. What is E? 2 heads should be there. What is F? First coin tail must be there. So totally finally what should be there? First coin tail remaining heads. Okay, first coin tail remaining heads, what is there? Only one is there. T head. That's right. You write T head. That's all. This is only one possible. In E intersection of first coin tail is there, 2 heads are there. So it is satisfied both the event E and event F. Both is satisfied. That's called intersection. So what is the probability of P intersection F now? According to this, P of E intersection F is equal to, now you see only one sample point is there. So 1 by 2 to 1 by 2 how much? 1 by 8. Only one sample point is, each sample point 1 by 2 said, you know. So P of E intersection is how much you got? 1 by 8. Okay. Now E is this, F is this, E intersection is property of E intersection of this now. Now the question starts. Now what is given? 3 coins are tossed. In the 3 coins, number of sample points are 8 as we shown here, and then set one event is E, getting at least 2 heads. One event is F, getting first coin always shows tail. The probabilities, any common is there, that we find out. Now what is saying? One word is saying. It may happen like that is saying. So what is saying? We'll see now first thing. What is saying is, now suppose we are given that the first coin shows tail. Suppose I say that, Abba, I want a probability, but I'll tell you one thing, that first coin always be tail only. I said one property, already I given that, given. What is I given now? First coin always must be tail only. So next I want to go into say something. First what I said, it is given, already you should know that. Okay, first coin must be tail. In that, whatever I said, you have to find out now. So, first coin tail only means what? Which one must will come? F only, no? F only, no? Okay, now you see. Now we suppose we are given that the first coin shows tail, that is F occurs. Okay. Next, then what is the probability of occurrence of E? What is the probability of occurrence of E? So what is asking now? He is saying first coin must be tail. Then probability of E means what? Getting at least 2x. So when first coin is tail, what is the probability of getting at least 2x? That is the meaning. So here, what is the probability of getting 2x is different. At least 2x is different. When first coin is given and followed by at least up to 2x means that is the difference. So that's why we are saying like this. He is saying like that. So with the information of occurrence of F, we showed that the cases in the first coin does not result into tail should not be considered while finding the probability of E. No result into a tail should not be considered. Finding this information reduces our sample space from the S. Okay, finally I will tell you what we said now. I'll leave it up or something in there. See now, my dear students, please carefully understand. This is the when 3 coins are tossed, number of sample points. E is like this, F is like this. These two common is like this. Or now what I am saying, you find the probability of getting E when F is given. That is okay. That is easy. Enough. Find the probability of getting E when this one. When F is given and this is given. you have to understand the difference. Find the probability of E only said. I already given 1 by 2 over. Correct? So find the probability of E means direct 1 by 2. Find the probability of F means also 1 by 2. Find the probability of common means 1 by 8. Now he is not asking like that. Find the probability of E when the first F is given. F is given means what? First must be tail and 2 heads must be there. What is that? What is that? Tail first and 2 heads must be there, only intersection of front only. So what? From this what you have noticed? Whenever we are asking, one is given, other is asking. So whenever it is given is nothing but the intersection of those two. Probability of getting E when F is given means that F is nothing but intersection of E and F. Common. Correct? So that we should know it now. So therefore, how you write now means the probability of E considering F as the sample space, that is 1 by 4. Probability of E considering F as the sample space, that is equal to 1 by 4. Now what happened now? F, he said first coin must be, F is given, he said. F is given means first coin must be tail. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are there. Yes. 4 sample points are there in F. Now what I said? Probability of E given F. Okay. Probability of E means 4 are there. In that what is the rule? Given F means first coin must be tail. First coin must be tail. 2 are heads means how many are there? 3 heads only. So here how much is there? 1. So probability is how much is saying? 1 by 4. So what is the probability now? 1 by 4 over. That's what I am saying now. So now what I am saying, the probability of PHH is nothing but their intersection. My dear students, here PHH is nothing but their intersection. Therefore, what the probability that is asked. So phi of E is equal to N of E intersection F by N of F. The same happen. Number of available sample points in F 4. Yes, that is the denominator. 1. What is 1? Common. E intersection F. So number of probability given intersection E is nothing but probability of probability of E given F. Probability of E given F. So given F means what? We already declared. I tossed 3 coins. F is nothing but getting all first coin should show tail. So that must be there. Yes, given that must be there. Then I want a probability that is called E, where at least 2 heads must appear. So therefore, what is it? E we find out, F we find out, common we find out. This common is nothing but here finding E, probability of E given F. So probability of E given F, that's the reason how it has come. N of E intersection F by total number of points F, sample points here. So that is the definition of the conditional probability. Probability of E given F is equal to N of E intersection F by N of F. So probability means by N of S must be there. Okay, now you do this N of E intersection F by divided by N of S. Again, you divide by N of F by N of S. Nothing wrong in it, you know. N of S you can cancel. So, according to the definition, N of E by N of S is equal to how much? Probability of E intersection F by probability of F becomes like this. This is nothing but reduced to this. So, probability of E given F. Finally, what is the definition? P of E intersection F by P of F is for the conditional probability. We read as probability of E given F. Probability of E given F. Now, sir, if I say like this, sir, probability of F given E, how to write, sir? Okay. When E is given, you are asking F. Okay. That time also, probability of E intersection F. Common must be there. In any case, common must be there. And denominator, what happened? Probability E will come. That's all. Here E is there, E will come. Here F is there, F will come. There is only difference. Common intersection. Whatever the question you ask, both the common must be there. The common only here. Probability of E given F. Probability of F given E. So whatever it is there, it must be common. So therefore, common by the denominator. What you say? Probability of given E is said. Given E sample points we write. Given F is said. Given F sample points we write. That is all. That is called conditional probability. So with the condition, I am finding the probability. My dear students, once again I will explain you. So next we go to the, because this is very important to understand. 1 point. Now I have 3 points in my hand. I toss a 3 points over. Generally we should have in mind, then how many sample points will be there? 8. These are the 8. So each sample point probability how much will be there? Because coin 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 I shown here 1 by 2. Each sample point equal likely 1 by 2. Over. That's it. Next what is said? There is an event E where getting at least 2 heads. What is the meaning of at least 2 heads? 2 and above. 2 heads and above. 2 and above. 2 and above means how many are there in here? 2 and above. HH is there. HHT is there. HTH is there. THH is there. That's why I wrote in the sample points that. Next F is a sample point where first F is an event where first always appear tails. So first appear tail means all will come. So that's why I wrote all here. How many are there? 4. Here also how many are there? 4 are there. Okay. Next what I said? Probability of E. Now separately to find out probability of E. 4 into 1 by 8. 1 by 2. Here also probability of individually 1 by 2. Now anything common is there? I am just trying. What is common now? It should be 2 heads, at least 2 heads, and then first point is a tail. So first point is a tail and 2 heads means what is there? Tail head. So what is the probability now? 1 by 8. So probability of E intersection of is equal to 1 by 8. So now the question is asking, if one among the events were already given, the finding the second one is how? That is called conditional probability. If one of the 2 events were already given, then finding the other event is nothing but conditional probability. So here first one what it did? Probability of E given that EF. What do you mean by probability of getting at least 2 heads in where we get first point is tail? In such a case we want. We should be 2 heads, but every coin first coin should show tails. Therefore, so that's why he said everything coin 2 heads must be there, first coin tail must be there. What is there? Only one chance. That's why I wrote 1 here. So where he is asking when an F is given. So where how many are the sample points? 4. The probability is n of E intersection by n of F 1 by 4. If you divide by n of S, it is P of E intersection by P of F. Now if we ask probability of F given E means probability of F given E means he said that there must be at least 2 heads, then first coin is tail. Okay, na? That is asked probability of getting tail, first coin is tail, when already given that there must be 2 heads. So same only again count, that only has come, so it will be 1 only. If you write 1 by E how many are there? 4. So 1 by 4. Here also same 1 by 4 only. Because answer 4 only. So probability of F given E is how much? Probability of E intersection by probability of E. Here probability of E given F is how much? And now probability of E intersection by probability of E. Okay, my dear students, I think you understood. Okay, once again if you see this, then happily you can do this. So this is called conditional probability. And one thing more, denominator whichever is there, it cannot be equal to 0. If probability of F is equal to 0, as I said, impossible event. If impossible event is there, means what probability will find out? That's why denominator whichever is there, it cannot be 0. P of F cannot be equal to 0. P of E cannot be equal to 0. Whatever the denominator, it should not be 0. Then we can find out the problem. Okay, na? So now, finally I will read what happened here. See. Definition of conditional probability. If E and F are 2 events associated with the sample space of a random experiment, the conditional probability of the event E given that F has occurred, that is probability of E given F, that is probability of E given F. Given F is given by P of E given F is equal to probability of E intersection by probability of F, provided probability of F is not equal to 0. That you should write. Define conditional probability means it must be a sample space as we given that. In a random sample space, there must be two events, that is E and F, where both cannot be impossible events, and probability of E given F is defined as probability of E intersection by probability of F. Okay, so you should write this definition associated with the random experiment. That's all. So this is there in your page, or this theory, what I said explained today, I will upload in your notes. I will write notes that I will upload it. You just write, make the notes as a definition. You can remember it. Okay? Don't worry. So what I said, now I explain now. Everything I will put on the paper that will come to you, or they will upload the notes. Okay? You see the notes and write yourself for notes also. Okay? Now, condition, what is condition probability? I explained. Okay? My dear student, I think you understood now. Now, in this condition properties, there is relations. Okay? So, now, one more thing, what I want to going to say is, here, we are revising the first year, what is experiment, what is trial, what is elementary events, equally likely events, what is mutually exclusive event, what is certain event, what is impossible event, what is probability, what is failure and success, what is the relation between them, what is addition theorem, what is mutually exclusive given, and if not mutually exclusive means what is the relation theorem. That is what we have discussed in first year case. And second year case when it comes, we have started with conditional probability. Giving example, I explained that conditional probability means probability of E given F is nothing but probability of their intersection by probability of F. So finally, close your eyes and remember, conditional probability is nothing but whenever two events are given, their intersection by denominator, what is there, that probability. That's all. Suppose a probability of A given B, probability of A given B is nothing but their intersection, means probability of A intersection B by what is given B, so probability of B. Probability of B given A, probability of B intersection A by probability of A, like that. Over this, you are going to get 1 mark compulsorily in your PU. In your PU examination, 1 mark compulsorily will come this problem. So that's why if you remember this formula, 1 mark you got it. Okay. What is the condition probability? We explained, and I said denominator never be impossible. That is cannot be equal to 0. Then it exists, otherwise it does not exist. Correct? So now let us move to the next part. So what is it once again? Remember, read carefully, listen carefully, and keep it. The notes which will update that time, you will write on notes once again yourself. Okay. Now, see now, look at the properties are. To explain the property, I will explain the properties tomorrow for next class. Now I will do one example, just an example for this what we taught today. Because properties will take another 20 minutes. Let me see an example from the exercise I will. See now, in 13 exercise, I will just write exercise 13.1, which you have to put this there is okay. Given that E and F are events such that given P of E is equal to 0.6 and P of F is equal to 0.3 and P of E intersection F is equal to 0.2, then find P of E given F and F given E, probability of F given E, both is asked. So now this is 1 mark, what I said this is. Then you are very happy, you feel very happy. Okay sir, as you said, we now you remember. Whenever two events are there, their intersection and denominator. Oh. So now, if you remember that is our P of E given F. Short would mean intersection these two means P of E intersection F. by whatever the denominator is that you write. F is there, P of F over. Now according to the statement, what is P of intersection F? 0.2 by what is P of F? 0.3. So here after decimal point 1 digit is there. Here decimal point 1 digit is there. Both will get cancelled. Division you know. So you are going to get 2 by 3 over 1 mark. That's what I'm telling you. Next probability of F given E. Yes. So probability of F intersection E. F intersection E or E intersection F both are same. Denominator E is there. Probability of E I wrote this time. Okay. Intersection is 0.2 only. By what is probability of E now? 0.6. So here also after decimal point 1 digit is there. 1 digit is there. 2 by 6. 2 by 6 can be written as 1 by 3 over. Correct? That's all. So when you problems are very mechanical, very easy substituting the problem. But you should be able to understand what is probability E given. And if there are two events are there, if one event already given, finding the other is called conditional probability. No event is given, they are different. Correct? So is already in two events, one event is already given. And what is the depending on that, what is the second event probability is asked to me? That's called probability of E given here. That's called conditional probability. Okay? So this much today we will stop here. Please go through once again. Listen once again. Whatever I explained today, that will be there in your notes format. That will upload you. From there you can write your notes. Okay? And please follow the problems. So this is example, exercise 13.1. First problem is over. First to 5 are same only. If you are textbook, you can do. Your textbook, you see the second problem, third problem, fourth problem, depend everything is dependent on this. If you don't have textbook, tomorrow I will give you the questions which is homework. Please do it. Okay? Thank you.